مرحبا أهلا وسهلا. Today I'm going to talk about اللغة العربية, Arabic language. I'm going to talk about my Arabic books and what's the best resource in my opinion to learn the Arabic language, especially as a self-taught polyglot. What books should we be using? Because honestly, in my opinion, the majority of books out there that are made by, your traditional language learning or polyglot or autodidactic publishing houses like the Colloquial series or the Teach Yourself series or Pimsleur and the likes, most of them, they're just complete failures when it comes to Arabic. And no doubt Arabic's a hard language, but these companies are, they're there for a profit, they're there to make money. And sometimes I think that the authors of these books can fool the publishing houses because, maybe there's people in the publishing house that the publisher doesn't know that language, and so they're easily fooled by these books that look like they're good for learning a certain language, but in reality they're not. And I recently watched a video that was about Teach Yourself Arabic, and which I have that book. Let me show it to you. This book here, which is the second version of the book, from what I understand. This book is actually, anybody who's actually tried learning Arabic from it will realize it's quite horrendous. Makes you read stuff and then doesn't give you the vocabulary for it and things like that. And I did download some MP3s for it, and the MP3s for the series is also pretty bad in my opinion. So I'm going to share with you the best book in my opinion right now, and it is, and I'm surprised I've never seen many polyglots even bring up this book or even talk about this book, but it is دروس اللغة العربية, or Arabic courses for English-speaking students. This one particularly is for English-speaking students, and it's produced by the Al-Madina University, by Dr. Abdul Rahim. So this book, دروس اللغة العربية, دروس means lessons, لغة language, عربية Arabic. So this book is, it's designed at the Al-Madina University, and the Al-Madina University, for those of you who have never heard of it before, is a university that specializes in teaching non-Arabs Arabic from all over the world. And probably like 98% of their students are non-Arab. And so they have to put them through this class to learn Arabic in order to study whatever field that they want to go into. And look at how thick this is. It's 3 volumes, first of all. It's 3 separate volumes. But it was published in Arabic. The book is only in Arabic, There's no English or other languages in it. Because they want to retain, well, first of all, it was designed to teach people from all different backgrounds. So you'd have people in the classroom who are from all different kinds of countries, so they couldn't really focus on one language because they were from all over the world. But also it kind of goes back to the traditional way that Arabic was taught. If a foreigner came to an Arab country, they had a traditional way to teach them. So if we open up the book here, you can see that it's just Arabic with pictures, Arabic with pictures. You flip through it, it's all Arabic with pictures basically. But this particular copy here, which is published by the UK Islamic Academy, has English in the back explaining to you all that's going on in the book. So this one you can self-study with. One of the things that I love very, very much about this course here, this particular 3-volume book, is the fact that it doesn't just teach you one type of Arabic. It teaches you like 3 types of Arabic simultaneously. And that's something that is a lot harder to find in many Arabic language books. For those of you who do not know or are not aware about the Arabic language, if you say I speak Arabic, well, that can mean a plethora of things because there are different types of Arabic. First of all, you have what's called Classical Arabic. Now, Classical Arabic is the language before Islam, pre-Islam Arabia. It is the language during the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and shortly after that, Classical Arabic was still being used. And then you also have what's called the Quranic Arabic. Muslims believe that the Qur'an is a mu'ajiza, which is Arabic for a miracle, that the language is divine in nature, that it couldn't have possibly come from a human being, and therefore you have this Quranic Arabic, which is actually different from Classical Arabic. And I'm going to give you an example of both so that you can kind of see the difference in how they sound or how they feel. For those of you who know Arabic, you'll be able to have a better idea. For those of you who don't know Arabic, you can just kind of look at the rhythm and the way things are, and I'll try to provide a translation. So first off, I'm going to start with Qur'an, and Qur'an traditionally it is recited, so I'm going to recite it. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي ينقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. So that is Quranic Arabic, and you could definitely see that there, is a rhythm, and there's a lot of stuff going on there, to be honest. And so if we go to some Classical Arabic, and I'm going to read from some hadith literature, and these are narrations from the Prophet Muhammad or his companions, and usually a combination of the two. So, let me start with one here. عن عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى فمن كانت هجرته إلى الله ورسوله فهجرته إلى الله ورسوله ومن كانت هجرته إلا دنيا يصيبها أو امرأة ينكحها فهجرته إلا ما هجر إليه. So those some example there of some Classical Arabic. There's also a lot of poetry that exists out there in Classical Arabic. So those who are very interested in Arabic poetry, there's quite a plethora of pre-Islamic poetry out there, and it's considered to be some of the most difficult Arabic too. So I wanted to just kind of briefly go over this book. I want to devise lessons from this book for this channel. It starts out pretty easy, and progresses as you go along. And this not only has Fusha, or the modern standard Arabic, but also as you go along, it starts to introduce classical Arabic and Quranic Arabic at the same time. So you really get, I would say, a much broader range of Arabic, and it also gives you lots of different synonyms or different kind of dialectic, wordings of different things. So you hear the different synonyms that are used in different parts of the Arab world, so to say, or cognates of different dialects. And it has plenty of exercises, so you can see some of my handwriting there. Just plenty. I kind of skipped ahead there. You can see there's lots and lots of exercises. And guess what? This book, you can get it free, completely free with PDFs. And you have the answer key and all the extra stuff that goes along with it. And I'll put links to that below in my description. So, highly recommend this. Like I said, in the back has all the English translations and explain to you what's going on with it all. This first book is just kind of an introduction, giving you like a basic grammar, basic sentence structure, basic vocabulary, and it's heavy on the vocabulary, which is really why I like it. It doesn't give you too much grammar too fast, because Arabic grammar will make your head spin. But it gives you plenty of vocabulary, so you can start speaking right away. It's totally based for conversations. Should we pull up a conversation here? Let's see if we can't find one. So, here it says, Fatya, Assalamu alaikum. Hamid says, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. أحده فتيا كيف حالك يا عامي حامد أنا بخير والحمد لله كيف حالكم من أنتم أحدهم نحن أبناء دكتور موسى حامد أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا أبوكم صديقي أين عمكم أين عمكم شيخ عيسى أحدهم هو مريض هو الآن في مستشفى حامد شفاه الله من هذه الطفلة التي معكم أحدهم هي أختنا حامد ما اسمها أحدهم اسمها ليلى حامد أين بيتكم الجديد أحدهم بيتنا جديد قريب من المطار. So you get an idea what's going on there. So yeah, that book is awesome. It gets you speaking right away. It gives you a lot of vocabulary right away. It's teaching you vocabulary from not only modern standard Arabic, but also classical Arabic and Quranic Arabic. And you can see here, look how thick this sucker is. Look how much material is in here. And when you get into the third volume, that's when you're really getting into what we call nahwa wa sarf, the grammar, the etymology, and the deep stuff of the Arabic language. And then I also want to show you some other books that I think are awesome for Arabic, because Arabic, in my opinion, the grammar is ridiculously hard. It's the hardest grammar I've ever seen out of any language ever. I've studied Japanese, I've studied Russian, okay? I've studied Chinese, many languages, even Somali and all these different ones, and Arabic blows them out of the water. It is by far way harder, in my opinion. So, here's an awesome book from Dr. Abu Amina Bilal Phillips, Arabic Grammar Made Easy. Now, I really like this book because not only does it go over like basic Arabic grammar. So it goes with fi, min, ala, those are like prepositions. Inna goes over hada, kana, alladhi, laysa, and different things. So it gives you some background in the grammar, but what I love about it is that it gives you a ton of vocabulary. So every section you have like a vocabulary section. Al-mufradat, baytun, buyutun, anna, nahnu. And it says al-ma'na, durus al-awwalu. So, أو يكون لك بيت من زخرف. So, gives you lots of examples. It gives you lots of vocabulary. Vocabulary gives you lots of examples. And these are things that are conversational. أنت في البيت؟ أنت في البيت؟ نعم أنا في البيت. It says أنت في البيت؟ لا أنا في فصلي. So it's very conversational, very practical. Gives you lots of vocabulary, gives you lots of good grammar, gives you lots of examples. And it's a really awesome book. I think I got it for only like $10 on Amazon. So yeah, this is pretty tight book. Highly recommend it. And another book that's like it but not quite as good is this one is also called Easy Arabic Grammar. And this one is from Mahmoud Gaffer and Jane Whitewick. And in Fusha you would say Mahmoud Ja'far, not Gaffer. That's a dialectical difference. Once you get more familiar with Arabic, once you speak it with a lot of people, you'll start to see how the dialects differ from each other. One of the things that you'll often see is the letter Jim can get pronounced as Geem or Jim by some Arabs, but it's pretty easy to tell what word they're using when they're speaking because you have all the context. So this one also has an introduction to the Arabic script, and gives you quite a lot of vocabulary, but it also is going through the Arabic, has lots of exercises. I've done some of them. Some of them are kind of very easy for me by the time I got this book. But yeah, it's a pretty cool book. I still think that the Arabic Grammar Made Easy by Bilal Phillips is better than the Easy Arabic Grammar. And then also some books that I've really liked for Arabic are these ones here. It's a 2-volume set. Arabic Language and Grammar from Yochanan Kapliwatsky. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. And I think this was published in Jerusalem. But this book too, first volume goes over the Arabic script in depth, and really gives you, this book helped me learn the Arabic script really fast. I'm going to bring you over to how it works here. Because with the Arabic script, it gives you a huge plethora of examples. So it says this is ba, bi, boo, babi, boo, boo, ba, boo, babi. And it shows you how they're connected, how they start, how they're in the middle, how they end, and those things. So this book is really quite awesome for teaching the Arabic script. And it's after it goes right into words, right into pronouns and these things. So it's very nice. It's 2 volumes. I highly recommend that book. For those of you who are interested in Quranic or classical Arabic, these books are probably some of the best out there. And remember that the modern standard Arabic, Al-Fusha, is largely based on classical and Quranic Arabic, but it's got a lot of changes that have taken place. You have a lot of the same words, but the meanings of the words have often changed over time. Some of the grammar has changed over time. You'll definitely feel like classical and Quranic Arabic is much more, like the grammar is more strict, it sounds more formal. And largely that has to do with the fact that Arabic was very pure, and what I mean by pure is it was very isolated within the Arabian Peninsula for such a long time that very few loanwords came in, and due to the structure of Semitic languages, it's hard for loanwords to come in because they don't fit that 3-consonant root system. But modern standard Arabic, you'll find a lot of loanwords in it, like battery for battery, or bottle for bottle, and different things like that I've seen Arabs say and whatnot. And so yeah, here we have an introduction to Quranic and Classical Arabic by W.M. Thackston, and you have Arabic Through the Qur'an by Alan Jones. And both of these books are kind of similar. This one you can see is obviously the thicker one of the two. And one of the things that I like about this one in particular, An Introduction to Quranic and Classical Arabic, is the fact that right off the bat it's going to be using IPA, or a variation of it. So here you have kha, that's IPA. You have tha is IPA, the is IPA. So that's why I'm trying to encourage you guys, as a polyglot or language learner, learn IPA, because it's going to help you a lot. International Phonetic Alphabet, it helps a lot for pronunciation. And this one, they start out kind of really similar. They go over basic vocabularies, how to make things singular, plural, how to make things definite versus indefinite, and goes along and along and along. And so these ones, I've found a lot of benefit out of them. Let me put it this way so you can see the titles better. I really like those ones. And for those who are interested in dialects, I do know some good books out there for dialects, but I really don't encourage you to learn a dialect first and then try to learn modern standard Arabic, for many reasons. The first of which is modern standard Arabic is the standard, meaning you can communicate with more people using it. And let's say that my arm here represents the standard. Okay, this represents this path of modern standard Arabic and how it's changed over time. Now, the dialects may lay somewhere underneath, somewhere around it. They may be up here where they've diverged in their grammar or their lexicon and those types of things. However, since modern standard Arabic is a native language, I repeat, it is a native language for many Arabs. They learn it from the time that they're very young, because it's all over the TV, it's all over the media, it's all over the radio, newspaper, school. They're exposed to it since they're probably an infant, okay? And their parents have them watch cartoons, and all them cartoons are in modern standard Arabic. So all these dialects, they are kept in check by the modern standard Arabic. And this is something that we talked about in our linguistics classes, sociolinguistics, and code switching classes that I took in university, is when you have a standard in a language, but especially with Arabic, the modern standard Arabic keeps the dialects from changing and going astray too much. So they are kept in check, so to say, or kept in line. They're all relatively kept close to the modern standard Arabic, and they don't diverge all that much, which is not the case in many other languages, especially like Chinese, for instance, where there's 52 different dialects of Chinese that are all mutually unintelligible to each other. They just can't understand each other. Where Arabic, it's a little bit different. You'll find that a lot of the Arabic coming out of Saudi Arabia and the Arabian Peninsula in general, with maybe the exclusion of Yemen, still stays fairly close to modern standard Arabic, especially in the Gulf region. Even their dialects, you'll find a lot of modern standard Arabic words in their dialect that are, it's very, very similar. And that is because they tend to be a lot more educated, they read a lot more and those types of things, and that has affected their dialect. And typically when you go to the western part of the Arab world, what they call Al-Maghrib, which, the greater Maghrib, which would be Morocco, Mauritania, Libya, Algeria, and those types of countries over there in the Sahara or Saharan Desert, you will find a lot more variance. You'll find a lot more differences. Probably Moroccan Arabic is the most different from modern standard Arabic. There's a lot of French loanwords that creep their way in the West there. And you also find that when you start going more towards Syria in the north, Syrian Arabic I'm pretty used to. The dialect doesn't really, bother me quite so much. It's easier for me to understand because I've spent time with Syrians. But it does start to diverge. When you go into south of Egypt, into Sudan, it starts to diverge, more than probably the Arabian Peninsula and Egypt itself. But yeah, so lots of different dialects in Arabic. So if you're interested in that, I recommend first that you learn modern standard Arabic, because most of the language learning materials that are out there for learning the dialects of Arabic, they do basically take it for granted that you have learned some modern standard Arabic before approaching these books. So the Colloquial series, I've been a big fan of. Colloquial series it's my favorite series out of all the language specific or language learning specific publications out there. The Colloquial series I like the most. I have it for Chinese and it's fantastic, and I also have it for Gulf Arabic. And this one is really, really nice. It does take for granted that you know the Arabic script, and it comes with a CD. Most Colloquial things come with a CD. Let's take the book out here, take a look at it. So here you'll notice there really isn't the Arabic script, and that's because, well, literary Arabic is modern standard Arabic, or Fusha, or it's classical Arabic, or Quranic Arabic. Okay, so here you're just focused on the dialect. But it does, expect you to know how to read and write Arabic. It does expect you to know Fusha. That's the impression that I get from going through this book. But you'll notice that, most of it is pretty similar to modern standard Arabic. It doesn't divulge all that much, because I see a lot of videos here on YouTube from different polyglots who maybe they haven't studied the dialects and they've only studied Fusha, and they'll say the dialects are so different, you're not going to understand a thing. Well, in my experience, I learned just Fusha, and I didn't really go into the dialects that much, and I was able to communicate with people who were speaking dialects. Some words sounded a little bit different, but in context, when you're actually speaking with a real live human being, you can understand each other. For instance, you have the word dhalik, which means that. Some people will say dhaka. Well, with the context, maybe they're pointing or whatever, dhalik, dhaka. It's really similar, and you pick it up right away. Like I said, some people will pronounce jim as geem or jim or different things like that. It's not really that big of a deal. You get used to it pretty quickly. But yeah, I recommend the Colloquial series for different dialects of Arabic. but I think probably one of the coolest books and one of the best investments that you can make. If you're a serious polyglot, you're a serious linguophile, you're someone who really loves learning languages and you dedicate a lot of your time and energy to learning languages, then there is a book that I would highly recommend to those types of people. And this is Ultimate Arabic. Ultimate Arabic from Living Language, which is also a series I like. I like it a lot more than Teach Yourself or some of the other ones out there. And this sucker, I mean, first of all, just look at the size of it, how big it is compared to like a book. Okay, this sucker is huge. Okay. And it has these fancy CDs in here. It's got 8 CDs. I repeat, 8 CDs. So that's a lot of audio input. And now let's take I'm going to take the book out here. Big sucker. This is the book. As you can see, it's gotten its wear with me. And let me go see if I can find the table of contents here. Oh, by the way, you can see how many authors have contributed. So it's not just one guy who's scamming a publishing house. It's a big collaboration. So it starts out, and you can see here it says Modern Standard Arabic. And then you go along. Wait a minute, you go through 15 lessons of Modern Standard Arabic, and all of a sudden, boom! Egyptian Arabic. That's right, folks, Egyptian Arabic. Boom! Iraqi Arabic. Boom! Lebanese Arabic. Boom! Saudi Arabic. So, if you go through this whole book and go through those dialects, you are going to be pretty well off when it comes to communicating in Arabic, because not only are you getting the Modern Standard Arabic, but you're getting the dialects as well, and it shows you what things really are different, and the things that are the same it doesn't really dabble on that much. So if you go through this book like really well, I think you're going to have a pretty good time there with the Arabic. It's definitely well worth the price. It's definitely a great investment. Let's say now that, say, well, Hamza, I'm on a budget. I'm a college student, I'm a university student, or I'm just broke and I'm on a budget, What should I do? What do you recommend I buy, right away first? Well, if you are on a budget, I would definitely recommend you buy this book first, Ultimate Arabic. Save up your pennies, or get a used copy, whatever you got to do. But I would get this book, and then for the Durus al-Lugha al-Arabiyya, or the Arabic course from Al-Madina, the PDFs are free. So I would download them PDFs. I would use both of those simultaneously. And when you do get the money, I would get Arabic Grammar Made Easy. Okay, and I would start with just those 3 books. Okay, the Ultimate Arabic, and Arabic Course from Al-Madina, and the Arabic Grammar Made Easy. And I think you'll have a really good foundation in Arabic when doing that. And if you're interested in going further, you can get these other ones too. But those are the resources I felt that have helped me a lot. Told you that Teach Yourself Arabic, I didn't find much use out of it. I really didn't like it. Let's see if I got some other resources here that I didn't really like that much. This dictionary is just mediocre. I wasn't that impressed by it. Let's see if I can find one of my better Arabic dictionaries. If you really interested, here's this big fat sucker, Mawrid al-Hadith. This is a huge dictionary. They make one every year. This one's from 2010. And this basically is a pretty in-depth, big dictionary. It goes from English to Arabic, and it has a small section in the back as well, but it's mostly English to Arabic. See what else I can find here. This is Dictionary of the Qur'an, which is a really awesome book if you're interested in Quranic Arabic. And I mean a lot of the vocabulary. Oh, here I open it up right to zuhsiha, which is what I went over in the Arabic script video that I made recently, Arabic script in depth. But yeah, I mean a lot of these words here, you will also find them in modern standard Arabic. So it's really nice. Not only does it give you the word like Ka'aba or Kasa or Kasila or Kashafa, but it gives you the etymology of the word, gives you the history of the word, tells you where the word originates, the story behind the word, and how the word shows up in other forms, and the many derivations that come from it. So I remember one of the things that I learned from this book was the word rihla, which means journey. It comes from the Arabic word ruhl, which means saddlebag. Okay. So, knowing that kind of history is really awesome, and it allows you to have these finer distinctions between the words rihla and safar, and gives you the background. Safar, it means more like disperse, or I like to translate it to skedaddle. Safara. And whereas rihla is more like journey, it's more like a caravan. You have your saddlebag with your camel and you're going out and about. So they have slightly different meanings, and this book I felt really helped a lot with that. And like I said, most of these words are also found in modern standard Arabic. To be honest, if you want to learn Arabic, modern standard Arabic for business or for travel, or just because you're a linguophile who loves languages and you want to learn more, you're going to have to deal with, Quranic Arabic and classical Arabic to a certain extent. You can't be afraid of that stuff. You have to be kind of open-minded and delve right into it, because it's going to help you a lot. Because a lot of the resources that are really, really good for Arabic are going to include some of that stuff. So the thing about these books and most Arabic books for learning Arabic is that, and I think this is due mostly to marketing and mostly for profit, maximizing money, money grubbers, is the fact that most Arabic books or books to learn Arabic do not really teach you the Arabic script. And if they do, it's really quick and small, and there's not a lot there to really help you with pronunciation, help you with writing, and you're kind of left in the dark. And the Arabic script is really hard, to be honest, to read and write. There was a psycholinguistic study or neurolinguistic study where they wanted to study the brain and the Arabic script and how this functions. And what they found was that Arabic, when you read and wrote Arabic script, it completely was right side dominant of the brain. Okay. And whereas most other languages, you're using both sides of the brain, but when you dealt with Arabic script, they were only using the right side of the brain, and they were using it a lot. So it's very right side dominant. You have a lot of letters that are exactly the same. It's the only difference is there's like a dot underneath or on top or something like that, and the vowels are just little squiggly lines on top or below the letters. So for someone who's not used to that, it's incredibly challenging. And why is it so challenging? Because your brain has probably never done that before, using only the right side very, very heavily to read and write in a language. Those of you who have never dealt with a Semitic language before will find quite a large challenge in the Arabic script, because your brain literally has to build new structures and a lot of new connections that are just not there. So it's going to take a little bit longer. You have to be patient because your brain is actually physiologically changing. So sleep on it. Take some rest, take some naps, take some breaks, let your brain develop. But don't despair. Don't give up. Don't think it's too hard or too challenging, because guess what? I have a video Arabic script in depth. I'm going to make part 2 pretty soon here, and I plan to go over the Arabic script a lot more so that people can get used to it, and I'm going to try to teach it in a newer, modern, kind of more fun way than the traditional way. And I think it'll be really, really a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys can benefit from it. Those of you who are learning Urdu or Pashto or Farsi that also use the Arabic script, you'll be able to benefit as well. Those of you who want to learn how to read language like Turkish or Somali in the Arabic script as they were previously written, you'll be able to do that, hopefully. And I also want to go over like the phonetics, the phonology of Arabic as well with the script, so that not only can you read and write it, but you can also pronounce it really good. They call this in Arabic al-lafz, which is like pronunciation or the phonology, phonetics. And then you also have the word makharij, which is like the exit points or the points of articulation in the Arabic language. And makharij is something that is, heavily taught to people who want to become Qur'an reciters. It's something that is very prestigious and very serious in the Arabic world. Having good pronunciation is very important in Arabic, or people will not understand you, or they'll have a very hard time understanding you. Because there are a lot of words in Arabic, sounds in Arabic rather, a lot of phonemes in Arabic that do not exist in any other language, so you got to be very, very careful. You have to really try and work on your pronunciation for a long time in order to be understood. I see a lot of polyglots here on YouTube who they have a hard time pronouncing Arabic, and they're speaking these big, long, complicated sentences. They obviously understand the grammar, they can read and write it, but their pronunciation is so bad it's very hard to understand. Their rhythm isn't natural, their intonation isn't natural. So those things, hopefully I can tackle in some upcoming lessons. Like I said, I also want to go over this Arabic course book. So if you want to download the PDFs and go over it with me, I'm going to follow the book pretty strictly and maybe add some extra vocabularies for fun, because I think it's a really, really awesome book. So yeah, I think I'll conclude this video, and I hope you guys benefit from this. I hope you guys will get these resources and use them for those of you who are interested in learning Arabic. I'm not here to scam you. I'm not here to make money off of you, although I do have advertisements on my videos and stuff. If you do want to Skype me or message me on my Facebook page, please feel free to do so. Feel free to message me here on YouTube. I'd be happy to answer your questions or help you learn any language. I did foreign language consulting for a while. I also worked as a translator for a while. I also sometimes speak foreign languages at my job right now. So yeah, absolutely, hit me up. I'm free. I'm here to help. So see ya.